Hello, entrepreneurs. Welcome back to my channel. I am delighted you're here for another episode in my Entrepreneurs Who Work From Home series. This is where I interview inspiring entrepreneurs from around the world who are just like you and building their businesses one day at a time. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm really getting close to 500 subscribers and I'd love your support. Also, tap that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Especially if you are looking for real life strategies from fellow entrepreneurs, which is what this is really all about. So today's guest is Canadian entrepreneur Shawna Zegarra, and you are going to love her. She has a slogan, and it kind of says it all. It says, "We make your life easier." And she truly delivers. She's a pro when it comes to streamlining systems for businesses, from scheduling and onboarding to calendaring and website management. And in this episode, Shawna shares the powerful role networking has played for her in growing her business. And she'll tell you how you can use it to gain new clients too. So pay attention to that. She also poses a thought-provoking question, which is this: where are you at in your entrepreneurial journey? You know, it's a great way to reflect and discover the right groups and connections you need to help you grow your business, because that's what she did. This was such a fun conversation. I know you're going to enjoy it and take away so much value. Hey, Shawna. Well, welcome. I'm so excited for you to be part of this series on entrepreneurs who work from home. And so welcome today, all the way from Canada, right?
Yes, I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and it's a joy to be here today.
Great. Thank you. So I always like to kick off the question because it's for entrepreneurs. We never seem to have enough time, but I want to know a little bit about what's your daily routine? What does your typical day look like? And how do you start your day and how do you wind down your day?
Excellent question. I am not going to shy away from the fact that I wake up at 6 a.m. so that I can doom scroll. I honestly will start my day with a little bit of TikTok, a little bit of Instagram, and then it's out of the way. And then I'm not spending all day sort of scrolling and using it as an excuse to distract myself. I will have gotten sort of the main things. People send me lots of memes. So I'll start the day off with some laughs. And then I'll put the phone down and it's time for breakfast, time to take care of. I have a cat and a dog and they need attention first thing in the morning. So I'll spend some time with them, do a little bit of reading. And the kind of beauty and thing I love most about my business is I don't start at 9 on the dot. I don't start at anything on the dot. Mm-hmm. I start when I'm ready. So if it's 9:30, if it's 10 o'clock, if breakfast got pushed a little bit, unless I have a scheduled meeting, it's whenever I want to start. And I love that so much.
I love it too. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We want to set our own hours. I love it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. So talk a little bit about your office set. I mean, your office looks amazing. So tell me a little bit about your office, your workspace. How do you work? Do you, and you know, how your workspace kind of supports your energy, the way you work?
For sure. I will break the fourth wall here and say this background is fake.
Okay.
So there you go, YouTube. I'm pretending. I would love to have an office that looks like this. I do have a big bright window, so you can see the light coming from this side. And right. I use a happy light on the other side so that living in Vancouver, it rains a lot. And so extra sources of vitamin D and bright lights really help. Yeah. And so I have a standing desk as well. I'm presently sitting, but the standing desk makes a huge difference for my hips, my knees, my lower back. I've heard so many times from chiropractors, how long are you sitting down every day? And if the answer is 8 hours, they're not happy.
You know.
So I will often stand, and I'm lucky enough to have a walking pad as well. So there are some days where I've really made my room somewhere that I can work and relax, because I also have a very comfortable large chair, almost exactly where this pretend chair is. So if I ever need to just take a minute away from the desk, I can go over there. And then with the walking pad, it keeps me moving and it lines up perfectly with my desk so I can work and walk. And it's been a game changer.
for entrepreneurs who are watching this, I mean, I'm imagining all of this that you're telling me, all of these different, it's kind of like areas in your office that you're
Yeah.
exercising or you're standing, and and I love that you said you have a happy light. Okay.
Do. It really, really, I got it last year and it transformed. I feel much better with my mental and physical health this year, having really gone out and gotten the light, making sure I'm taking vitamin D every day, because it can be gray for a month here. And it in the past has really made me depressed and sad and completely unmotivated to work. But now that I've taken these steps, my office didn't used to have a window. Now it does. And the happy light, it's just made everything so much more wonderful.
I love it. I love it. I think it's great advice for other entrepreneurs in setting up their office. So I think that, that really does. It is so important as entrepreneurs to be comfortable in our own space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then sort of just from a fun standpoint, I have a lava lamp on my desk because it's soothing, it's fun color, it's me. So while this office has elements of grown-up professional corporate, it's also got me with my lava lamp, and I have a cat bed so that she can cuddle up with me, and a bunch of stuffed animals that you can't see, but it's still my space, even though right now it looks like an office from Twilight.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So now you're a virtual assistant. That is your business, right? And so, how do you decide where to invest your time for like the biggest impact? I'm talking kind of about revenue generating activities. Can you share with us a strategy that's been successful for you?
Absolutely. My business, all my clients, 100% of them have been referrals. Referrals, and or I met them at a networking event in which I'm kind of referring myself. So networking events, hands down, are the best way for me to meet new people and get new clients. A lot of people don't know what a virtual assistant is. I had someone ask me if I was like Siri or Google Home.
That's interesting.
So that, yes, it's been an interesting journey explaining what it does. So meeting people in person and finding out what they do, it's so much easier to be like, oh, okay, in your instance, I could help by blah, 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 and getting specific. And then I can also keep it, if I just find out sort of, oh, I'm the CEO of a nonprofit, I'll be like, oh, I work with a couple other CEOs of nonprofits. Here's an example of how I help them. And that transforms. I see the cogs turning where they're like, wow, I could really use someone like that to help me. And that is the most effective thing, is sort of that one-on-one or one-on two or three, depending on how the networking event is going. And then you can get personal and really demonstrate how I can help.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's really great. And so do you network offline or do you network only online? How does that work for you?
I do both. I prefer the online events because, like I said, I have this really great office and I like to stay here. But I have gotten into in-person events this year. They've been really fun and great and exciting to meet people in the local community. I really like the online ones, though, because you just have more people you can speak with, whether it's from across Canada. I've met you. There's just a lot more potential. You never know who you're going to meet.
That's true. That is true. It is a lot more, and and it's worldwide, basically, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, I have worked with clients in the UK, in Australia, America, Canada, and it's all through networking and referrals. Yeah,
precisely. Yeah. It works so well.
So, tell us a little bit about any challenges that you have with working from home. What distractions? I mean, I know you have animals that are distractions, but and maybe any kind of motivation dips, things how does that work for you?
I would say right off the bat, I have a very comfortable bed. It becomes very difficult to not just want to stay there all day. But luckily, I have pets that need my attention. So they'll get me out of bed, usually for breakfast or an early morning walk. And I am neurodivergent. So in essence, I will follow the dopamine. If I wake up and I'm not quite feeling like today's a work day, I'll do something else productive so that I don't feel like I'm a big failure. Oh, you can't do your own work. No, you know what? You're just not awake yet. So honestly, my tip to being ready for work in the morning is I will clean something. I'll vacuum, I'll empty the dishwasher and fill it, I'll do laundry, anything that says, all right, I did that, it's done. And then my brain will go, well, what else can we get done? And so that's when I'll usually come to my computer, take a look at my schedule, know my meetings, look at my tasks, and then I'll break down, what do I want to do today in terms of what tasks have I been given that I'm excited to finish. And then I'll also pepper in the ones that maybe I'm not as excited about, but they do have to get done. So that there's always a little reward when I'm going down the list. Like, oh, that's done. Wonderful. Now I can do this less exciting task.
Yeah. Do you work with, you obviously work with a to-do list.
I do. I literally have a list here for right beside me for later to know. Well, I put it into I use Trello, which is a really great for me to-do list. And so I write them all down, put them in Trello, and then it's so rewarding to just take the Trello card and put it to complete.
Yeah.
It's definitely the carrot at the end of the stick.
And I'm sure you probably help your clients with that as well, do you?
I do. I have gotten them running up in a variety of project management software, Asana, ClickUp, Trello, Monday. There's so many that I see them struggling with, oh, I forgot to do this. When is this due by? What's my work back? And then I will come in and present them with, here's what I can do with your tasks and your software that will help you to work better.
Right. I love that. Any other, tech tools that you use with yourself and your clients that you would think would be helpful for other entrepreneurs?
Like I said, love Trello. Any sort of project management software is going to change your life. I also use Toggle Track. While I don't charge by the hour, I charge just a monthly retainer. It's a really great way to know how much time I'm spending on each client. And if this task is going to take 25 hours, that's a lot. And we should probably explore why it's such a gigantic task and how we can break it down maybe into quarterly goals versus one big chunk of my whole month. And that's been really helpful just to get an idea of which client is taking the most time or...
Interesting. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good. Big fan. Just sits on my desktop. You just hit start, stop, tracks it down to the second.
Great. So that's really, and I'm sure that tracking your time on anything for all entrepreneurs, that would probably be a great little.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. Now, how do you stay on top of your schedule, like with time management and making the right decisions on what you're going to be doing, every day and getting things done? How does that work for you?
I intentionally keep my meetings to Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
So I find, and this is a common trait I find with neurodivergence, is that if we're waiting, I will actually say today, I've kind of just been wandering around the house in a circle waiting for us to start this because I can't start a new task until this task is done.
Right.
This task being you and I talking. And so I'm in holding mode. And so if I have a meeting on a Thursday afternoon, I'm in holding mode until Thursday afternoon. I won't be able to start work. If I have one Friday morning at 11 a.m., well, then I still won't be able to start work. So I keep all my meetings to Monday, Tuesday, so that I get them all done at once. And then Wednesday morning's just like maybe we have to reschedule. Then Thursday, Friday is my head down. Nobody talk to me. I'm plowing through my whole to-do list. And that is when I just people will start getting emails. All done. Here you go. All done. Done. And that for me works so well. Just having that separate meetings days, working days.
Right.
And that's the game changer for me.
I think that's so valuable for your clients as well, because they know that, when they've given you the work to do, it's going to be coming on those days. Days.
Exactly.
Love that. I think that's great. Let's talk a little bit about, you and I met on a mastermind. And so, I'm totally with you. Collaborating and is so important with others. So how do you stay connected? Like, with collab and talk a little bit about your connections and collaborations. How does that work for you?
I would say it has evolved over the course of this is now my 5th year running this business, and that time flew by. And I know that when I first started, I joined a how to be an entrepreneur group, which was really great at that time because we were all, do we need to incorporate? What are taxes? We were all at the same level. And then as I went on with time, new people kept coming in, but I was now, I'm more medium scaling. And so I switched to a different group. And so it's so important for me that the person that's in charge of it, like it's a fit. And so when I met the person that's currently running the group that we're in, she popped on the screen, and at that time she had dyed hair like myself. And I was like, well, that's it. We're the same. It's sort of just a universal. If someone has vibrant dyed hair, we're going to get along because we've taken that. It can be intimidating as an adult to have vibrantly dyed hair. It's kind of one of those teenage, early 20s, like, oh, they're in the rebellion phase, but I really just love how I look with blue hair. So when you find someone else in the world that's older with that kind of bravery, in a sense, then it's like, yes, my people. And I clicked with this person and joined the mastermind where I met you. And it is a group of people who are more further along in their business. And it's not me giving more advice when I was hoping for the advice. I feel like we're very much all on the same plane and able to discuss similar problems that we all go through versus how do I start, which is impeding my growth. Not that I don't love helping others, but I also need help. So.
And I think that's so important for entrepreneurs to know about is what stage are you at in your entrepreneurial journey? I think you described that beautifully. Where you were in the beginning with how to be an entrepreneur. Now you're in, you've moved into this other part of your life as an entrepreneur. And it is a great mastermind group. There is great information coming from there. And you get to collaborate like we're collaborating with others as well, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's really important for entrepreneurs who are watching this today is just make sure you understand where you're at in your entrepreneurial journey and what kind of connections and collaborations do you need to do to further your journey, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. And I would also add, there are so many opportunities to be in masterminds or co-working groups that you don't have to just grab onto the first one that comes by. You can wait and meet with people and make sure that you click and that you are excited to go to these. I used to hate networking online. And then I met who we're in the group with, and I'm excited now because I know the vibes that are going to be there, and they're my kind of vibes. I bring a lot of excitement and hand gestures, and sometimes they'll be like, whoa, calm down. And I know that's not my people. I am here to be myself, and myself is a little excitable. So when I found this group, I was like, yep, these are the people I want to go through the good and the bad times with.
Find your tribe is what it's about, right? And we all have to do that as entrepreneurs because we need to connect because we're alone. As entrepreneurs, we're alone all day and most of the time, apart from our life. But as entrepreneurs working online, that is sometimes, you don't connect with a lot of people. So that's why it is so important to find your tribe, like was what you said, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about goals. Let's talk a little bit about goals. How do you have a goal setting process? How do you work with setting goals for yourself?
I wouldn't say I have a process so much as I'll just set one. I'll just know that if I want to be able to make payroll, I'm going to need, working back 2 or 3 more clients by Q3. Yeah. And so I'll set that goal. Then, all right, so then I need to get a new client Q1. And I did, which is very exciting. And I have a couple who are, I can't think of the right term, but they're on the fence. They're ready to go, but they're still a little hesitant. And so, okay, I didn't get you Q1. Well, I'm going to work extra hard to bring you on and show you how I can help you for Q2. And I would say that my goals are based in growing the business right now. Like I said, it's been 5 years. I don't get to play the I don't know what I'm doing card anymore. It's time to put on my big girl pants and say, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm running a business that has been successful because, again, 5 years, but it is also time to take that to the next level and not be stressing about, will I make payroll, so much as, all right, we're going to grow. We're going to keep growing and we're just going to keep adding because I know I am very good at what I do and that I make a difference in people's lives by alleviating their stress. And there are so many more people that I can help with that as well.
Right. And so with that process, I call it a process, whatever, do you give yourself some action steps to follow every day, or, how does that kind of work for you?
Great point. So the mastermind that we're in does have a monthly goal setting session.
Right.
And without that, I probably would still be like, oh, I don't know, I'll get a client somehow. But I've literally been given a step-by-step breakdown. What do you want to do? What do you need to do this month? What do you want to do this month? And it has allowed me to see that, I need to be networking at least once or twice a week.
Right.
Once or twice a month minimum, but why not go that extra, find other opportunities to network? Because the more people I meet, the more people are going to want to know more, and then we're off to the races. Right. And so I with that goal setting worksheet that we do monthly has completely changed how I look at it and my achievability of it. It no longer seems like, how am I going to get clients? It's all right. Networking event. We find one. Great. Now we find another. It just breaks it down. The old phrase, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? All I got to do is find one networking event. And then, wow, that was easy. Okay, I'll find another one. And so it's really just made it easier to look at goal setting and accomplishing those goals.
I love that. I think that's, again, for entrepreneurs that are looking at, a lot of entrepreneurs don't set goals because, they don't like to have that feeling of not achieving the goal. And I think that's the main reasons. But if you do it on a monthly basis where you actually sit down and make a list of action steps that you're going to take to achieve the goal, and that's exactly what you're doing. And with the help of the client, the group that we're in, that makes it so much easier. Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's switch this up a little and talk a little bit about professional development. Okay, how do you continue to grow as an entrepreneur? Do you love to read books? Do you listen to podcasts? Tell us about specific books or podcasts or videos. What do you do?
Fabulous question. I think this is an area I can grow in. At the beginning, I would say I was definitely reading more books, entrepreneur gold books. And as funnily enough, one of them, I'm blanking on the name. I'll keep trying to remember it. But the whole point of the book is when you get to your goal, don't stop. You have to keep going. Yeah. I feel like the writer's name is Jeff. And Jeff something. And so what I unfortunately have done is I was like, all right, I read this book. Great. And I was like, you've professionally developed. And I kind of let it stagnate. So it's an area I can grow in. I would say that I have learned how to use more technology in working with other people. I have harnessed getting chatgpt to rewrite my words. I am not the most, I'll be very direct in my emails. Hello, I have done your task. Thanks. Let's flower that up a bit. Let's make it a little kinder, maybe a little quirkier. So I'll get chatgpt, just make this a nicer email. It's the most basic of commands. But then it's like, hello, name. I'm so happy to let you know that this is done and I can't wait to help you on your next task. Just anything like that, because I'll just be like, fact, hello, goodbye. So
I'm laughing because I'm the same. I mean, I'm laughing and I do the same thing. I always go to ChatGPT and say, make this more meaningful rather than
exactly
the way it is,
Just a statement of fact. So let's make it make it more caring. And I would say that's the most helpful part of professional development that I've used is instead of just being your blunt self, learn how I'm not completely relying on AI for anything, but I'm just getting it to help me occasionally. I'll write an email and I'll say, this seems a little cold. And I'm just really glad that I have something to warm it up for me.
Our best friend,
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Yes, I love it. And
I was just recommended a book called Chillpreneur. The author I'm forgetting right now because it was just recommended it to me, but I love the idea of it because I feel like as entrepreneurs, the stress is high because this is our living and it depends on me to make it work. I can't blame the higher ups. I can't blame an employee. This is mine to be successful. And it is incredibly easy to stress about that. What if, what if, what if? And so I hear the title Chillpreneur and it's like, is that possible? Can I be relaxed and an entrepreneur? Is it possible to enjoy life and work? So I'm really looking forward to reading that one.
I'll have to look that one up too. It sounds great. And so on that note, would you have like one little piece of advice that you'd like to share with a fellow entrepreneur who's working from home like you?
You can do it.
Yeah.
Without question, I know you can do it. It's daunting. I know it's daunting. Where do you start? And there's resources. There's resources for everything out there. I took a Udemy course on how to be a virtual assistant 5 years ago because I didn't know where to start. And it was an American-based course, but it still gave me okay, taxes. Okay, I should get a website. Okay, I should register all those steps broken down. And then from there, it was like, okay, now I got to find my first client. So having the first bit written out for me made a difference. And then it came my turn. And now the ball's in my court. So while you might not know where to start, somebody's already done it and somebody's written a playbook about it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask for resources. Like I said, I found something on Udemy. I don't know if it's still there, but it made a difference. And people want to talk. People want to tell you about how they did it. If it's a similar field of work, they want to share. So don't hesitate to ask for help.
Yeah. I love that. That's great advice. And you're right. Udemy has so many great courses on there, and I'm sure it's probably still there.
I hope so, because it was a great course, and I'm sure kickstarted many virtual assistant careers.
Good. Excellent. And so, balancing work and personal life is a little tricky. Okay. So how do you make time for self-care for you? Do you have any activities that help you recharge and stay motivated?
Absolutely. I would say, first of all, we all have those days where you wake up and it's just, nope, I'm feeling physically unwell. I'm feeling mentally unwell. Today is not the day, and I will take that day off. I will be straight up. I will say, hello, client, I'm having a really bad mental health day today. Can we reschedule for tomorrow? And I have not encountered anyone who's like, mental health's not real. It's an open conversation now. And I'm so glad that everyone's been understanding on those days. And I no longer beat myself up about it because it's a very real thing to keep in mind of. Mental health is important. And if I'm depressed one day and I come and sit at my desk, I'm just going to sit at my desk. I'm going to click on screens. I'm not going to do anything, and I'm going to feel guilty. But if I say, I need today to just, maybe I need to sleep more. Maybe I need to watch some funny television, take a walk with the dog, anything away from the office to help me feel like myself again. And I think that's a fantastic luxury of working from home / running my own business is I can say, today is a mental health day, PTO, out of office. And I would hope that other people, even in a corporate style job, would have that option. I don't know that that's the case, but it's a game changer to give myself that space. And then completely outside of work, I play disc golf, and it is everything. It is my fuel.
What is it?
Disc golf.
Oh, and tell me about it.
Yes. So instead of ball golf, which we call it now, you have discs, small discs about this big, and 200, 300, 400 feet away is a metal basket. And the goal is to put the disc in the basket. But like ball golf and the little hole, you can take as many strokes as you want, the goal being to have the least amount. And I play with a women's league here, and it's changed my life, hands down. The most positive, welcoming, loving group of people I've ever met. And then through them, I've met other women and men in this sport. Again, so positive, so welcoming, so chill. Everyone's just there for fun. Even when I'm playing competitively, it's
And
fun.
it's indoors. Is it indoors?
Outdoors.
Oh, outdoors. And how
Yes.
far away is the basket?
It depends. Different holes have different distances and obstacles, just like ball golf. There might be a tree in the middle you have to shoot around, but anywhere from 200 to 400 feet away. So maybe 3 or 4 shots, depending on how it goes. Sometimes it might be 7 shots.
Something I didn't know about. I love it. I love it.
It is my favorite thing.
A creative output, for you, for being an entrepreneur, working at home alone, getting out there, and it's so important as entrepreneurs to be part of groups.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of 3 hours in nature on top of that.
Right.
I've never played in a concrete, there's no concrete courses. These are all in forests or redeveloped areas where I know my home course used to be a garbage dump, and it was remediated, and now it's a disc golf course, and I'm there 2 or 3 times a week because it is just my joy is disc golf right now. And that I've never come home from disc golf and been like, boy, that was not fun. Well, maybe one, but it's just always, I leave with a huge smile on my face.
Well, that's wonderful. I love it. I love it. So listen, so now tell us a little bit about your business, what you do, how you support your clients, and where people can connect with you if they're looking for your services.
Absolutely. So we are Zeta Virtual Assistants. I say we because while I run the business, I do have one employee who I couldn't do this without. She helps me out with so much of the longer term deep dive research, whereas I'm the day-to-day, you need a response to your client, done. You need to update your tasks, done. You need to schedule something. So we'll do anything from, sorry, I started running through the list in my head without saying it out loud. Customer service emails, onboarding, offboarding. Do a lot of calendaring. That's the majority of my day. So while the business owner has new clients to meet, they don't necessarily have time to do the back and forth of, what about Monday? Oh, Monday's no good. What about Wednesday? So instead of Calendly, it's me, because I know some folks like that personal hands-on approach versus here's a link, fill it out. And while that's fine too, I've helped people set up their Calendlys because I am a technological marvel. I just get it. I think my brain is computer code. So it's a passion of mine to work on websites. I don't design them from scratch, but I'll fix formatting, I'll update them. And I just love getting into computer technical things. So yeah, there we go. Websites, social media. If your website has a line and you're trying to get it to line up properly, I can fix it. I do bookkeeping support. So while I don't handle money in my own business either. I'm not a numbers girl. But instead of your bookkeeper being, what's this receipt? What is 4752 for? What did you? I'll do that work so that I'm like, here's that receipt. That was for when they were in this place for a conference. And so again, I'm freeing up your time so you focus on your business, and I worry about all the little nitty gritties of the admin side. So our slogan is, we make your life easier. And that's how we do it. You focus on why you started your business and not all the little things that will take hours away from your purpose and your clients. No, I do that.
And your website is called?
zedavirtualassistants.ca, because of Canada.
Okay. So we'll put all of that information with your socials in the description below, okay? So that people that are looking, Well, This has just been such a delight to have you here today. We'll be getting this up so that people can be watching it very soon. And thank you so much for being on this show today.
Thank you for having me. This is the first time I've ever been a guest on anything, and I feel like it was awesome.
You were
Thank you so much.
Okay, are you feeling inspired to create your own Twilight office like Shawna? Behind that beautiful setup, she's working, she's walking, she's standing in her standing desk and relaxing in a chair that really keeps her comfortable and productive. And did you listen to her best advice for entrepreneurs? You know, that's the question that I ask every one of these. What is your best advice for entrepreneurs? Where she says, just do it. You know, Shawna got her start just by taking a course in Udemy on how to become a virtual assistant. And look where she is now. So, you know, we live in a world that's full of resources and answers, and don't forget to take advantage of that. She also reminds us of how important it is to know where you are in your business journey so you can connect with the right community. And from that, we talked a lot about the mastermind group that we are both in. And I will drop a link in the description below if you are curious on learning more about that mastermind group. So this is important. Do you know what stage of business you're in right now? I want you to let me know in the comments below. Now, be sure to connect with Shawna's links that are also in the description below, because her skills can seriously make your life easier. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.